All right, what if I told you that we shot this entire performance video in just under 4 hours with a few spotlights, a vintage zoom lens, and a crew of friends? This is a quick breakdown of how we pulled off this video that's now got more than 20 million views just on YouTube itself, which is crazy.
Oh my God! Wow!
Squad. Real quick, let me introduce myself. I'm Mika Matinazad. I'm a freelance cinematographer specializing in music videos and commercials. And in this video, I'm going to break down the cinematography behind Stephen Sanchez's Be More performance video, including how he lit it, the gear we use, and why sometimes all you need is a solid zoom lens and some collaboration magic. So this shoot came through my longtime friend and director, Daniel Cheney. Side story, when I graduated from high school in 2015, I went on a 2-week road trip across the US with Daniel, not really knowing him, but ended up making a friend for life. We've worked on many projects together for over a decade, but this one was really unique. A half-day window to haul all our in, build the camera, set up the shot, do our lighting cues, and also film, all the while working around performance cues for the artists and artist glam time. Our approach had to be very efficient. Our location was costing us like thousands of dollars an hour, so time is of the essence. The goal for the final video was to make it feel timeless and intimate for the artists, using the location and lensing to do the heavy lifting. All right, let's talk about camera and our approach on movement. We shot this on the Arri Alexa Mini with the vintage Angenieux lens, the 17-102 millimeter lens. Shout out to Corey Allen for the rental. I added a 1/32 black promise to give it just a touch of softness without it being full dreamy. I tested some other lenses, the Prism Lens FX Dream, 1/8 black promise, but they were a little too aggressive for what we wanted. Daniel wanted to shoot it pretty clean so he could add the softness in post. This entire video was mostly on sticks, because again, we only had 4 hours. So we had to use the zoom to create dynamic movement without needing a dolly or a gimbal. My first AC, Paris Silver, was an absolute beast on zoom control, so he did an awesome job. This is Paris's first day figuring out how the Teradek works. Never used one before. My settings were 24 frames, 800 ISO, 3200 white balance, and T45. Okay, let's take a quick second and thank today's sponsor, which is
myself,
basically, because I don't have any sponsors right now. If you've seen any of my past videos, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for taking time to watch this. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. That way I know that you're enjoying content like this and I can go and make more breakdown videos similar to this. Thank you. Let's talk about location and lighting strategy. The location was an old amphitheater, complete with these blue velvet curtains and tall ceilings. It gave off a very moody 60s theater vibe. And while we didn't have the budget to fill it with an audience, the emptiness actually kind of worked in our favor. Lighting was very minimal. We had one main spotlight on talent, try to soften that as much as possible, and a few subtle cues triggered by the in-house tech to match the mood shifts in the song, as you can see in the video. We also used this one single aperture 600C Fresnel in the backstage moment, just enough of an edge to separate the subject from the background. And then let's talk about coverage strategy. We started up tight with our close-ups and mediums while the artist had the most energy, and then we slowly worked our way to middle of the room, wides, and then we did some stuff from the 3rd floor balcony, high angle shooting down. And then at the end, I threw on the Easy Rig and did 2 handheld takes, which ended up being my favorite because of the flares, the shadows, just the handheld movement. The Angenieux lens has a lot of quirks to it that just kind of came alive with those handheld takes. So I think we did about 12 to 14 takes. before we ran out of time. This shoot was proof that you don't always need a big setup to make something, cinematic. A good lens, strong concept, and a small creative team can take you pretty far. If you want more behind the scenes breakdowns like this, please subscribe and hit that bell button. I only post when I've got something worth sharing, so thanks for taking some time to watch this. And if you've got any questions about gear, lenses, approach to shooting, drop them down in the comments. Cheers.